Hello, happy Sunday. How's everybody? How was everybody's weekend? I hope you're still having a good one. I did. I have. Stayed home yesterday because we ran around on Friday, but it was kind of nice. Did some cleaning, always a good thing, and not much else. Paper sorting. You know, there's paper clutter everywhere, and some of it is still a little relevant, some of it isn't, and I don't know. It just takes a lot of time to go through that sort of thing. Email's worse. Didn't tackle any of the. I have one more email I need to clean out. I got one under control, but I got one more I gotta take care of. My goal is to get it taken care of and then actually look at it every day, briefly, each morning, to keep it under control. But email takes me forever to get it to that point. Anyway, paperwork's not quite as bad. I unfortunately still have two households, our own and my mom's. I'm still dealing with stuff for that, and so, it just takes some time to get through it. Consequently, I haven't done anything except think about what I want to do and sort of plan, because Sock Madness is coming up real quick. We're on our final, I'm not doing it, but they're doing a warm-up sock, and anytime after March 1st, it could be official. So I just ordered some more sock yarn, and I don't want hubby to know. He's going to know as soon as it hits the mail. One of the things about my sock yarn is I have all of it, most of it, is not a solid color. And I found a website that I have not ordered from before by going through my catalogs and cleaning that out. And I ordered sock yarn from them. I hope it's good. We'll see. But I got 4 different solid colors, and I went ahead and bought 2 balls of each. I'm getting 8 balls, and there's 4 different colors: blue, green, pink, and I think kind of a teal, if I remember right. I just think that that's going to really help me when I'm working, because I noticed that the reason I don't have a lot of solid colors in the sock yarn anymore is I've done Sock Madness 2 or 3 years now. Not all the socks, but they always need a solid color, it seems like. And I've gone through whatever solid colors I had. I don't tend to buy those. I tend to buy the variegated. I did buy the variegated because some of it was self-patterning, and, I was just going to make it with that, which is a possibility. But anyway, I'm happy. I'm happy that I got some of that ordered. So I've been going through sock yarn, thinking about that, planning on that. I think we're going to be traveling, but I think it's going to be doable for me to get the qualifier done at least. So we'll see. That's my goal anyway. And not much else. I am going to spin today. I have a white. It's called Eggnog, actually. It's a acrylic wool blend that is like the pink I was doing from the Hobby Lobby, I think. Although I don't know that this was specifically from there. Maybe they purchased it somewhere else. But it's the same blend, where it's like 85% of the 2 different acrylics and 15% wool. And I'm going to apply it with what I spun on Friday night. And I'm spinning on the Roberta. Got a sunny day, but cold. I went outside, went up the top lane, got the Sunday paper and Saturday's mail, and that's the only bit that I have been out. So on my lap you can see white glaring in the light. That's just pretty boring. But it's soft and it's going to be nice to spin. Very, very relaxing. Very relaxing to spin. It's going to get plied with this that's on there. That is called Classic Christmas. They are both from Yarn Mage, Fiber Mage, and the Exchange. I am working through making these mini skeins, cleaning out what I have stuck over here close to my spinning wheels, and then I will progress to the batch that's back there. I have a lot to spin. Okay, first of all, this is set for plying, so there's too much pull in. Gotta fix that. A little too fast, although I have to watch with this acrylic. It does need a lot of twist. I've got pretzel plain, and I've got a new station. Oh, we got a fire truck going by. That's unusual. Don't hear that out here very much. Got a new station on. It's supposed to be love related for Valentine's Day, I suppose. What's it called here? Love Bug. That's a cute name. It's called the Love Bug Station. And of course I have it clicked so that it's supposedly it won't do any vocal, because I don't like somebody singing words while I'm trying to talk. So I always have to keep my eye on any new station that I don't know. They may run out of instrumentals. Alright, are my hands... Boy, that camera just doesn't like that white. And I have gray sweatpants on. That don't help either, does it? It's alright. I am here to get the spinning done. It's still cold and drafty. It's supposed to warm up again. We're just into the up and down. It's going to go up and then go down again. Woke up early this morning, so I baked some scones. Ooh, they were good. Now, I don't do them from scratch. I buy King Arthur scone mixes, which are really, really awesome. And, you know, if I gotta bake in the morning, which of course is when I want scones, I'm not super awake. I don't want to be dragging out a bunch of ingredients and everything. I want it to be easy. And they are. They're really good, too. The other thing I've been doing is going through magazines, and these are not craft magazines or knitting or anything like that. They are home-based. What has happened is I'm on the magazine's list now. And they keep sending me, you know, we'll give you a year subscription to this magazine for $10. And then they turn around and they say, but if you subscribe for 3 years, we'll give you you can subscribe for 3 years for $20. Well, I like magazines, and so I do that. It's things like Better Homes and Garden, Martha Stewart, Food and Wine. You hear a theme there. It's all about food because I like looking at new recipes. So I was going through a recent stack of Since Christmas magazines because I got busy over the holidays and didn't get to them. It was a really nice afternoon. I made a pot of tea. Went through these magazines. I still have about 4 more to go through. And I do one of two things. If there's a whole bunch in it, I'll clip out, rip out the page of what I want and throw the magazine away. If there's not that, if there's, like, say there's one recipe I want to try. So I stick it in the kitchen and I make that recipe at some point, relatively as soon as I can, as it works out. And if I like it, I write the recipe out. If I don't like it, then I just donate the magazine. I stick them in half price. Hi, All Crafty. Hello. Welcome. Happy Sunday afternoon. Hope you are having a relaxing afternoon. I am spinning. It's a white acrylic wool blend. I'm going to apply it with this Christmas. This is called Classic Christmas. This came in the Fiber Exchange from Yarn Mage, Fiber Mage. It's going to be a lot. It's only supposed to be an ounce, but it's white, and so it seems endless. I have all this that's on my lap plus the other half to spin, and I can't imagine it's going to be that little bit of amount, but maybe it will. Maybe it will. Might be surprised. Anyway, should be an ounce. Maybe she was generous. There's more than an ounce here. I'm very, very gradually working through what I put in Fiber Basket near me. And then next I will go over to what I have collected in another corner of the room. Gradually working through getting the year of spun and done. Trying to get some of this spun. That means spinning already processed fiber, which I have plenty of. You've been sorting through stitch markers. Oh, trying to rearrange what needs to go in project bags, or that's or is that or to go or on the go in the project bags are to go. Yeah, I have a great big huge ring that closes that is full of stitch markers. I do love them. But when it comes right down to knitting, I don't like the dangly ones. I like just a solid ring. And so I tend to use the ones that are solid metal rings or plastic rings, or I don't really like anything that dangles. So unfortunately the stitch markers are just a collection of oh that's so cute thing. I have never done a project big enough that has needed a whole bunch of stitch markers. I usually only have like one to mark the beginning of the row. I have one project where I have an 8-stitch pattern across the row, and I used stitch markers all across the row, marking actually it was every 9 stitches, but I have completed that. That was the black vest that was out of Black Welsh Mountain. I have completed that, so I don't. But that I did do that for that because of one, it was black yarn, so it's kind of hard to see the pattern, and two, it was the only way it was going to work out if I wanted to knit it correctly, was to make sure I knew where those 9 stitches were. 8 stitches, whatever it was. I think it was 9. I spent a little time online this morning looking at the John C. Campbell Folk School that holds classes. They do both week-long classes in various topics, and then they will do once a month, they do a weekend. It's not unrealistically far from me. I can't drive there and come home, in order to take a class. It's too far for that. But I was looking through the catalog. First of all, I didn't know if they were still, open and having classes and all that. I found a very old catalog from them, paper catalog, and I had a number of different paper catalogs that were really from long ago. I only ever got one, and I kind of hung on to it. And so what I did was I looked online. Um, any number of them were the businesses were closed, but there were some that are still open, and the John C. Campbell School was one of them. It's been one of my dreams, goals to go to something there. So I talked to hubby about it, and I'm not signing up for anything just yet, but we can go that way sometime when we go to Florida and check it out. And they have a shop where they sell things that have been made by various craftsmen. So, we can just at least stop by and shop the shop and check it out. I think that's going to be the first thing we do. They really only had one spinning class that I saw, and I'm not really looking to take spinning classes. I probably would be more apt to look to teach it, but not that far away from where I'm living right now. They have a lot of weaving classes, but my problem is I don't have to take a loom, but if I learn something, it may not translate well onto the small tabletop loom that I have. Even though it does have 4 harness, it's not very wide. In other words, I would be limited to like a scarf width unless I did a lot of seaming. But that's always a possibility. They have a lot of weaving classes. The other they have cooking classes, which I probably wouldn't take. They have instrument classes where you can learn dulcimer and banjo and mandolin, and that sounds pretty cool, but I don't have any of those instruments, so I wouldn't be able to keep up practicing. I don't need spinning classes, no. I have that feeling too. But there's a lot of stuff I really would love to take. I have dabbled in painting with watercolors, and that would be a good one, or some drawing classes, because I am not really good at sketching and things like that. They have creative writing classes. My good, they're really broad. Blacksmithing, and a lot of them are the old arts, but not necessarily. Not necessarily all of them, all of the classes. So it's pretty cool. It's in South Carolina, I think, if I remember right. But it's on the western. It's not near the seaboard. So it's more inland. Well, as far as spinning classes, I did take a spinning class at Stitches, and it was because it was on spinning cotton. So, there are still things that I most definitely would take a class for, with spinning. Have a lot of different classes on using dyes for more than just fiber, because they do a lot of felt work, and they do rug dyeing the wool for rugs and other fabrics for rugs. truth is, I just like to be with other creative people. That is a very energizing experience. Hi, Kay. Good afternoon to you. Here I am spinning again. To anybody watching streams would think that's all I ever do, but it's all I ever do on stream. Not necessarily, but on Sundays. move this? Yep, I did. Okay. Got fiber lined up for 2 more bobbins. After I do this, then I'm going to have to do a bunch of plying. Thought about putting this aside and getting my R out and doing something bigger, a bigger project, but decide against it. I'm gonna try and get these. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. After this, I have 4 more 2-plies to make that are mini skeins. They're little, so. Sometimes when I travel down to my mom, I take my Roberta with me, but I won't this time because it should be sock madness time. I'll be just knitting. I'm not going to do anything else but knit on a sock if I am trying to do the qualifier sock. Can't remember whether they give 2 Only 2 weeks or 3 weeks for the first sock. No, no, no. All crafty. The sock is not out. Right now they're doing another warm up, and they have until March 1st to finish the warm up. So I would say that means anytime after March 1st, or maybe even including March 1st, they might drop a pattern, but they're not going to drop one before that. But that's exactly when we're talking about going to Florida the second week of March. The 5th through be back by probably the 15th. I'm sorry, no panic, no panic. I panicked a little this morning. Early this morning, I took a peek. I was like, I know it's not March 1st yet, but that's why I know, because I went and read a few of the current threads just to be sure. They haven't even set out teams yet. So. My goal is to get the first 2 done. I have never gotten the second one done. I got it done, but there was something wrong with it one time. So I just didn't go on because they said you're done. So I have to say, done correctly. this is not so bad. That's the end of the first half of this 1 ounce. So it's spinning really fast. Except that I'm feeling it in my fingers because it is a death grip pinch. Because it's a little slippery. Just a little slippery. Hi, Carolyn. Oh, look at you, puppy dog. That's so cute. How are you? Long time no see. Glad to have ya. Hope you're having a good Sunday. I love that. I could sit and watch that dog all the time. He's so cute. I am spinning an acrylic wool, kind of like the pink I spun for a long time. Comes from Hobby Lobby, but this I got as part of a fiber exchange. So there's only 1 ounce of it. I'm going to apply it with this Christmas. It's called Classic Christmas. It's red and green, a little bit of white. Make some candy cane looking yarn. You're working on a baby blanket for a niece who's expecting in July. Well, you're timely. Good for you. Okay, there's nothing on the floor. This should be it then. Modern puzzle blanket, no. Is it in Ravelry? I can Google it. Oh, isn't that neat? It's crocheted. Oh, well, no, wait. Oh, no, that's different. That's a different one. You're talking about the one that looks like puzzle pieces, right? That is cool. That's adorable for a baby blanket. I'm looking for Ravelry. Nope, it's not on Ravelry. Knit, kind of? Thank you. Oh, it is on Ravelry. I didn't find the... Thank you, because I just looked and I didn't get a hit. Wow. I like it with that yellow in there. Okay, so... some of the pictures made it like the blocks look like they were littler. But these blocks look big. I'll stick that in my favorite. Are you making the blocks smaller or the same size for the baby blanket? That's cute. Make it in... You could make it in fun primary colors. You wouldn't even have to do baby colors. That would be really cute. Look like a box of crayons. Same size. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you're making a big baby blanket. A good size one instead of the standard. Aw. Well, that'll be great. How do you sew those together? I guess they're... I'm going to have to go look at this again. I guess they're strips. Garter stitch. Looks like... but it's easy. 5 interlocking pieces that are sewn together to create the modern... Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay, that's going to be a little interesting to seam. But that is fun. That purple one's cool. That's going to be interesting to sew together. Okay, thank you. I'll tell you what, there is so many neat patterns to knit, crochet. Who has the time? I guess it's just really good and fun to have a lot of choices. You know, when you're deciding. Okay, well, you know, crocheting them together is not a bad idea. If it'll lay flat, that, you know, it would be way easier. I don't mind seaming, but it's fiddly when you know, you got to get things to match up. So to go up the panel, you just change colors. You don't seam the individual blocks in the strip. You just continue from one color to the next. And I imagine that you have a basic number of rows that makes that shape, and then you just repeat that based on where you are, what color you want. Oh, that's cool. Hey, you want it washable? Okay. Lion, mandala, ombre. Okay. Kids are messy. At least mine's anything to go by. Kids are messy. Some adults are messy too. I mean, spills happen. I am going to my doctor tomorrow for just some blood work and checkup, and I had a procedure done, and I went and got a physical paper copy of it because I wasn't 100% sure they would actually get it at the office. I wanted to make sure I took a copy. So I had an actual physical copy, and I had it sitting on the table where I sit, and I had a cup of coffee, and don't you know, I hit that cup of coffee. I have not ever spilled a cup of coffee at that table for the years I've been doing it. Now, fortunately, it only got the edges, but I'm taking this into the doctor because I don't have, I suppose I could scan it and reprint it, but I'm just going to take it in and tell him, coffee happens. He's just going to scan it in and put it in his digital file, so I don't think I'm going to reprint it. But it does look funny because it's got coffee all along the edges of it. Coffee happens. I couldn't believe it. Man, when that happened, I was like, ugh. What it did do, instead of getting the things that were on the table, it went directly off the table. The end of it drained out. So it went down to the floor. But what was on the floor I had 2 of these small plastic boxes for things like the knitting supplies that I use the most. Measuring gauge thing, scissors, some stitch markers, cable needles, some double pointed needles, and I had 2 of those. And they were right directly under the line of where the coffee went off. And do you know, they're snapped shut, but there was still coffee inside that. Now, fortunately, there was nothing paper or, that got hurt by the coffee being in it, and I wiped it up. But I was like, how did it even get in it? Right? It was snapped shut. Anyway. Spilled milk. Nothing to do about it. It's like yesterday I was cleaning, dusting, moving things around, and a glass went off the shelf. And I guess I moved it too close to the edge. Tried to catch it, but nope. It went to the floor and broke. Nothing to do about it. Once it happens. You blame aliens. Same reason I go to pick up my mug and it's empty. The aliens drink your coffee. You said that in the chat, or somebody said that in the chat one time. I remember. Oh, shoot. I tell you, I can't put my coffee down this time of year. It gets cold in 5 minutes. So I have ended up pretty much with the habit of, if I pour a cup of coffee, I sit there and I drink it. I don't do anything else. Ghosts are also the possible culprits. Now, ghosts I blame for things around here. But yeah. But it gets cold immediately. So, I just like drink it. Then later on go get another one and drink it. There's no... Because part of that is I don't like lukewarm coffee. Unless it's intentional. Like summertime I've made iced coffee. So yeah, I like iced coffee, but it's got to be made a certain way for me to like it. You're okay with room temperature coffee? My cat sitting on my lap has gotten this habit of going and sticking his nose in whatever I have in a mug. He's not ever drank any coffee, but I think he's looking for water, or he's got a bowl of water. I had another cat that you always have a bowl of water, and I'm very good about changing it, right? And I had another cat that continually wanted to drink out of the kitchen sink. Jump up on the counter, and I got to the point where I left a mug of water up there so that she wouldn't be drinking out of the water standing in the sink, in the dishes in the sink, right? I was like, you're crazy. That cat's no longer with us. That cat also slept on the upper banister of the second story banister of the staircase. Draped over the banister. Slept on the banister. I was like, oh man. You are crazy. You had a cat that wanted your coffee? Wound up having to put it in the microwave to keep him out of it. Oh, be darn. I have not had a cat actually lap any coffee. But now, if I can see that, I don't drink milk in my coffee. I drink it black. So I could see if there was milk in it, they might be more tempted. Although hubby drinks his with milk and sugar, I haven't seen the cat go after his coffee ever. You like milk in your coffee? Yeah. I need to take a finger stretch break here after I finish this little bit. And of course, I just made a thick spot here. Didn't draft good. Back with tea. What kind? Earl Grey. That's what you're drinking. Very good. Hooey. All right. Yeah, Earl Grey's good. I am going to, I don't have a blanket to grab. I am going to pull the big towel I have and put it over my legs. My legs are cold. I thought spring was here and I only put one layer on. I don't have my warm thermals on under this. Summertime, I have to put ice cubes in my big mug of water. You know, it's one thing I don't have to do this time of year. It stays nice and chilled. Might be able to see the white a little bit better doing this. Towel on the lap. So I saw, reading through the Sunday paper today, that a series that was on Prime, Amazon Prime, called The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Anybody familiar with that? Is a new season's coming out. the fourth season. So I'm excited about that. It's been a fun show to watch. I hope it's free. I mean, I hope it's part of Prime. We pay for Prime. Yeah, you've seen it. It's so good. It is funny. She's pursuing a career as being a female comedian in a time, the era when women didn't do that. But what I love the fact is she loves hats. she's always got a hat on and she's always buying hats. So suppose it should be out. I think they said it was like the 18th when it got released. You know, I stopped watching the Olympics. I stopped recording. I have talked about there's a little bit of struggle about who gets the television in the living room, which is, of course, the prime room for watching TV. That was part of it. But the other part was, it seemed like, so USA, the channel that we have here called USA, ran the Olympics 24/7, pretty much. There was probably a little period of time when they didn't have Olympics on, but you could always turn that on during daytime, evening, whatever, and they would be running the Olympics live. And it seemed like every time I turned it on, they were going down the same hill, one of two hills. I could never catch the skating. I could never catch, I don't know, I just kind of ended up giving up on it. I do have some recorded, which will have the figure skating. That's the skating I like the best. I don't really care for the speed skating. So I do have some recorded, and I'll watch it. But it's over now. Today was the last day. And that is so unlike what I have done in the past. I mean, I watched every single day of the Tour de France. That should be less interesting in many ways than the Winter Olympics, but it was. I find it more interesting. I wonder if it has to do with the fact that I am so cold. I just was not in the mood to watch people out playing in 4-degree centigrade, 4-degree Fahrenheit weather. You know? Oh, the Pyrex dishware. Oh, absolutely. And making casseroles. She makes casseroles, right? You are so right. You've been watching it on NBC Nightly. Oh, the Olympics? Yeah, I know that. I gave up on it. And I feel kind of bad because, oh my goodness. It's not an event that happens much and that sort of thing, and I know there was one good U.S. woman bobsled, monobob, which was a new event. Anyway, it just was. I was just like, I'm changing. I I don't have the stamina for a lot of things that I used to. It seems, including watching long running. Actually, where I was going with that was, so I like the fact that, like, Mrs. Maisel, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, you can go and watch the episodes. You don't have to wait week to week, and the streaming of it and all that. And I think that's part of what I get into, is I am so spoiled by that. I don't want to do the everyday thing that the Olympics was. In my humble opinion, the Olympics started losing their luster when they started alternating the summer and winter games by 2 years. I liked it better when they were in the same year. Really? We just came to that realization this year because hubby and I got to talking about how many cities have had the Olympics. Because where is one? Next year is going to be somewhere where he says, well, they just had it there or something like that. And it might have been the winter. I don't remember how the discussion got triggered, but I went and Googled and got the list of every city, how many times it's been, for all the way back from the beginning when they started in Greece. It was interesting. It was very interesting. But my point is that we noticed that they were listing the years that the winter and summer was happening in the same year. And I had totally forgotten that. I didn't remember that at all. I don't know why. I don't know that I would like it in the same year, but that's where I'm at right now. The thing is, it's only been in the last 10 years that I even had, 10, 12 years, I even had the chance to watch it on TV. They didn't have the television coverage like they do now. They added so much coverage that it became overwhelming. And I think that's what I find to be hard, as opposed to, every 2 years, is the amount of coverage. And I think that's really a good thing in many ways, because this is how the future Olympians get their interest sparked, right? Get their momentum early, young, when they need to, so that they can get those years of training in. All Crafty says, I'm not into the Summer Olympics as I am the winter. I didn't think I was either, which means I'm getting less into any of the Olympics, because I think that's still true. That I used to like the winter better than the summer ones. Carolyn says they started separating them about the same time they started commercializing it, with stuff like the official soda of the Winter Olympics. Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's all about money, isn't it? These athletes need support financially, though. You just can't do that without some kind of money behind you. But I could solve all that. I could record every single one and just watch it as I want to and have time and whatever. Give myself a certain amount of time and then delete them if I don't watch them. But I didn't even do that. I think I have maybe 14 from like the first week or so. And I'll watch those. It's better watching on as a recording anyway. You can get hop past the commercials. Oh, I hate to think about all the money they spend for the 2 weeks of, maybe being eliminated the first couple days. I know. But they have learned so much. They have not only just learned a wonderful athletic skill, they have honed their body and learned how to be good to their body, with the exception of those that have eating disorders, and that's a bad issue, really. They have learned the importance of regimented training and goal setting and accomplishment. Hopefully they take that into their adult life. But who knows? It could affect them mentally too. Burnout, all of that. A lot of athletes are talking about it now. The sad part is that hosting the Olympics is not what it used to be and has been known to be a financial burden on the host country. I understand what you're saying. Not only that, it was a high risk opening your doors with COVID this year. Oh man, I have the need to travel right now. I was looking up Ritz-Carlton hotels. I told hubby I just want to have a nice, really, really nice couple days in a nice hotel somewhere. Don't know where yet. Anyway, I was looking it up, and they actually require COVID tests to stay there at some of these more like resort places. Of course, the cruise ship does too, so that's not unusual, but I was a little surprised about a place like a hotel. Oh, Allcraft, you were talking about the money that the host country spends. Yeah, okay. Not the Olympic participants per se. Okay. All right. Yep. Doesn't look too much off from this one here. So that should ply together with about the same amount, not much left. I'm going to let the white sit though. I'm not going to apply it today. I really should start spinning on the nano too. I've got the little samples from the fat fiber. I have to keep these wheels working. What am I looking for? I guess I can just use this one. Oh boy, Stitches Midwest is actually going to happen. Well, at least, I don't know. At least they are saying so, but I missed the Stitches Online. Haha, I missed it. That's probably a good thing. I would spend too much money the last time. Carolyn, that's still not for sure. Okay, so it says we're opening up and talking about it, but they don't have an actual. This one's happening yet on the website, and they did a online thing in February, which is kind of for everybody, everywhere. So if they've already done that, they may not do it. But the one I look at is Midwest, which is up in Schaumburg, Illinois. That's the one I go to. I could go to South if it's like directly south of us, not Texas or whatever, but so no, not yet. I don't think they have committed to it yet. Makes it harder to plan to go. Yeah, I know. Especially if you're working and trying to put it in a vacation time, which is what I did one year. It's a social thing. I don't need anything. I miss fiber people. And, you know, this is too one-sided. It's nice that people chat, but they don't always, right? It's hit and miss. Okay, this looks like white, but this is actually a gray wool. Okay, I don't know what anything is. It's a gray wool and I believe a dyed Angora blend that I made. And I believe the wool is a Lincoln. But I'm only guessing. Because this was buried deep in my stash and had been purposed for something else, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to spin this. There was a time when I was doing booths and selling stuff online, and I am still encountering some of the inventory from that period of time. I have pretty much decided that if I ever return to selling stuff, I would start fresh. I'm not going to try and sell something that's been around for years. So it's my gain. My gain. I have lots of interesting things to spin. And that keeps me from having to buy anything, right? Wrong. Kerwin says, I miss fiber people too. The closest you currently have is Ravelry and Twitch. The local yarn store is closed. Yeah, I don't have a... Now, there is a group of knitters getting together every Wednesday across the river, in the city across the river. I don't go because it is quite a distance. And because they are 30 years younger than me, they're just like on a totally different... And I'm really glad. I mean, I'm really glad that there are the younger generation knitting and everything. But I'm not a good fit. They were very kind. I mean, they were very nice and everything. They're just... And some of them were spinners. But they're spinning on Daedalus, you know, and that's wonderful. And nobody was knitting when I went. I was the only one knitting. Okay, this is not working. One, it's going way too fast. Two, I don't know if I need to go pulling more or less. Figure this out. Way too much twist, so that was speed mostly. But the lady who's doing it, she had the last local yarn store that was open and, you know, closed it pre-pandemic. Just wasn't making money. Okay, that's a little better. A little softer, not so much twist. Kerwin says the only group I know of is something like 30-year older than me and mostly exclusively crochets. I invade it anyway because it's people and I take my mother-in-law. Does your mother-in-law crochet? Yeah, I think there probably are quilters getting together. I mean, other crafts too. I just happen to be. They posted on the app on your phone called Meetup, and not many people know about it or use that app or post stuff. So I don't know how to find them without something like that. All Crafty says, I keep wanting to get some solid yarn for Sock Madness until I think about all the other sock yarn you need to use up. Okay, so I talked about that maybe before you got here. I just ordered 8 balls. It's like 220 yards per ball of superwash sock yarn. And they're all solid colors. I'm in exactly the same boat. I have so many patterned sock yarns, and some of them are made, to knit up into what look like Fair Isle and stuff like that, and some of them are hand dyed, so they're splotchy, and some of them, but I don't have hardly any solid, and I have so much sock yarn. I was like, I should not be buying sock yarn, but at some point in time, you want if you're going to put all that work into the socks, you want it to be something you'll wear and pretty. You don't want it to be just stick these 2 colors together because I have this yarn, right? I don't know. Maybe some people knit that way and just use up the yarn. So anyway, I just bought sock yarn. Do you want where I bought it from? I haven't gotten it. I can't. I've not ordered from this place before, and I can't give a positive or negative review. But I'll show you where I just bought it from. Let's all jump off the bridge together. Let me. What did I? Oh man, I hope I can find it because I didn't leave the. Oh yeah, I did leave it. Okay, hang on. This is going to take me a minute here. Of course, I'm not sure where you are, but oh, this isn't it either. Where did I buy it from? Nope. Oh man. Let me check my email. That might do it. Isn't that crazy? I wrote down the amount, but I didn't write down the vendor. And yeah, that's where it was. Okay, that's where it was. I was at the right place. It didn't look right. All right, this is it right here. They're in Kansas. It's Kansas, Dorothy. It's called the Yarn Barn. Where are we going here? What did I miss? Mother-in-law is learning crocheting. Okay. I think more because she wants to see people. Yeah. Multicolored sock yarns are so pretty, though. And yeah, I know. I do that all the time. And they do knit up nice. You know, they knit up nice. But if you're but they don't seem to use patterns. The designers don't seem to be designing with those yarns in mind. And sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. They usually want multicolors. There are bungee cords on the bridge. I'm sure we all could make some yarn. I can't make sock yarn. I've tried. I always end up spinning too bulky. So I'll make all sorts of other, but you know, I want superwash too. That's the other part of it. I want superwash. Now I have superwash, white superwash, merino and white superwash Blueface Leicester, and I intend to dye it. And that's what I will try next year. But I'm not going to try and get it. I can't get it ready for this year. I just bought it. Bought it from the Woolery. Went and got it last week. I think some of the specs for the Sock Madness is so that the moderators can see things, you know, for the judging, right? They have certain things they want to happen so that visually pictures are going to show up what they want to see. And that involves specific kind of colorations. I started the Flying Dutchman sock, but it's not going to get done. And I'm not going to undo it. But it's in a deep navy blue and a white. And I really, really like it. So, you know, what I have left, I think, in a normal, solid color is a brown. I think I have a brown left. That's why I bought more. Tonal would work. They call for tonals an awful lot of times. I didn't look at Knit Picks. A lot of the yarn I have is from Knit Picks. I bought quite a bit over the years from them. That's a good price. Sock yarn also I bought a lot at fiber fairs because it's not always just spinning. There's a lot of indie dyers at the fiber fairs now. And I also bought a skein or two at Stitches when I went to a Stitches market. But when you buy like that, there's no plans, you know, what pattern you're going to do. Just socks. Gonna be socks. Simply Sock Yarn. Oh, don't know them. Excellent service. Okay. They're in Fort Wayne. I could go see them. Do they have a actual brick and mortar? They have cozies. Shop in person. There. Okay. One day each week what alternates Tuesdays and Saturdays. How about that? Road trip. Road trip. Yeah, it's Oaks. Yeah, it's they have it listed on their website for the whole year. They're open Tuesdays or Saturdays, and they alternate. Wow, how do they do their website? I mean, that's their big business. But I actually could do that on a day and come back home. That'd be a all day thing, but I could do that. That's close enough to me. As long as I find someplace to, some brewery along the way. So hubby gets his little fun too. We make a nice trip. You did. Oh, it's okay. Keeping that economy alive. I don't want them to go away. Or we're stuck with Red Heart. Not that Red Heart doesn't have its time and place, but you know what I mean. Hi, lady. You're sneaking in at the end. I'm just about done. So, did you do your contest yesterday? Was that yesterday? And thank you for posting the dresses. I am so in love with the sleeves on that one. Took best workmanship and was promoted. Oh, promoted to journeyman division. There. Oh my gosh, that's interesting. You have hierarchies in your cosplay or whatever you're doing. Or is it like, oh, when you take certifications with somebody and they have the different certifications? more of a certification thing. I don't know how much weight-wise I have of this fiber. I didn't weigh it. Yes, I did. I think it was around 5 ounces total. If I remember right. But it's been a while since I did the weighing. But I split it. I remember weighing it to split it for 2 bobbins. And trying to decide whether I could do it on the Roberta or had to do it on the bigger bobbins on the Ara. Decided it fit on this. Sort of. Okay. That's alright. Folks that just start out are novice, and as you win your division twice, you get promoted. The idea is that the newbies don't have to compete against the people who have been doing it for years or are professionals. Yes. Yeah. Yes. State Fair does that 1 year. You get, like, if you're this is your first year spinning, you get to enter your own category, and you're only judged with first year spinners. After that, though, you're stuck with the pack. So there isn't multiple tiers. And that would be about the only thing I would consider that I've had close to any kind of judging. And I'm talking skeins of yarn. Ooh, I just realized that one of the categories for the state fair is dyed fiber. So I can do the superwash. For that. I haven't been thinking about it. It sneaks up on you. You have to put your entry in, not the actual item, but enter the category and send your money in July. By July 1st, actually. And then the fair is mid-August. So I always think, oh, that's so far away, but it helps to think about it all year long, really. Okay, I am going to stop spinning because that is a lot of spinning that I did today. Got this bobbin done and got this bobbin started. I have this much more to put, probably the same amount to put onto this bobbin, and that's half of the fiber I have. So I probably will be working on that again next stream. Wow, normally 75? Wow. Lady Epona. I don't think I've said your name, but welcome, by the way. Okay, I am changing my stream days next week, starting next week, to Tuesday and Thursday and Sunday. Sunday's the same. It'll be just like this. Excuse me a minute. I think I got some fiber down my throat. Let me take a drink of water. So, normally it was Wednesday and Friday. So, instead of Wednesday morning, it'll be Tuesday morning. It'll be 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Thursday will be the evening one. And that'll be 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so that's going to work a little better, especially the Friday was running into hubby and I wanting to do stuff. So it's going to work a little bit better to have it during the week more. So next Tuesday will be 11 a.m. I actually won't be spinning. I'm going to do cross stitch because on that early morning I do something other than spinning. So I'm planning on doing some Christmas cross stitching. So that's my plan, and I will take a peek here and see if there's somebody to raid. Bamboo leather. Boy, not much. I mean, turn the music off because there'll probably be. Carolyn says, I'll totally miss the Tuesday. We'll be taking mother-in-law to her doctor's appointment. That's fine, but I'll miss you, and it's the way it is. You know, I just have to go ahead and schedule this stuff, and whenever it happens, it happens.
All right, guys, tell me what you want to say.
I'm currently doing
Sensi Twin Mom. Said,
this one.
looks amazing.
Thank you.
Everybody's
This one
playing
right
games
now.
today. There's somebody putting her computer chair together. And that's a resin pour. I am so sorry, you all. You know, alright, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to go raid. First of all, it's not something I really want to watch myself. So, you all go find what you want to play with. And I will see you Tuesday morning. Take care. Have a great Monday, in spite of being Monday. Y'all. Bye.